G'day everyone. We made it. It's week 5. Welcome to Balls and Beans. Thomas, good afternoon, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Good afternoon. How's it been? Been a week so far?
Mate, I tell you, you can tell that New South Wales is reopening because I've just been flat out busy. So it's nice to take a reprieve and step away from work for a little bit and talk about some Dragon Ball stuff.
Yes, and we have a lot there. So what are you drinking?
Mate, this is my 4th coffee today, full disclosure. So the Saibamen have actually started a brewery, as you can see from the label on the cup. I'm drinking from the grounds, so my local Vegeta.
Beautiful.
Regular. I didn't get time to make anything myself, unfortunately.
No, that's fair. It's been,
what are you on, mate?
Quite difficult. I'm on the same. Like, I've gone to my friend at Newtown campus, just getting that cold brew. It's a little bit warmer today. During the day it has been, but yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those cold brews at some point.
Yes. Mate, we will do it. And I need to brew it. It's just when I get home I just get so lazy. So mate, I need to brew some myself. Alright.
We've got a lot. So some of the feedback we've had on the past few podcasts have been that we try and do too much. Which is, it might not always be a bad thing, but it's hard when Bandai just keep throwing content at us. So we want to try and cover as much content as we can in the allotted time. We allow ourselves half an hour max, and we want to try and touch on everything and give it the love it needs. So with that said, on today's agenda, we're talking ban list. We're talking set 15 winner cards. We're talking the Bandai Connect episode, which came out last week. We're talking the SCR reveal event happening this Sunday. We're grinding some beans, and then we're gonna head into the giveaway section. So of course we leave it at last, right? Visit the gift shop on your way out.
Absolutely, you got to make you stay to the end.
That's right. So the ban list. I think a lot of people predicted this. No surprise.
No surprise. I think there were a lot there. Like we spoke about, that everyone pretty much predicted Zamasu, the Bojack getting hit. It's interesting. It's interesting to see not so much what was touched, but what they did to it, I guess.
Can I just say that I think Stuart from the Saibamen, so Stuart loves to play set 6 Bojack. It's his jam. So yellow Bojack, the leader that had no awakened benefits. He was delighted that the 7-drop arrival Bojack got banned completely. I think Bandai really should have limited to if your leader is a Bojack brigade. Yeah. As opposed to just a flat out, no, let's just ban this boy.
And I couldn't work out why, because they did the same with the Galactic Buster, but it was like, okay, so with that card, because all their reasoning when they stated was, it did things outside what they wanted. Well, then would you not say that card fits into that leader deck as intended? So putting it under that leader would work? I don't know, but
you'd think so. Bojack's never been meta, the yellow Bojack, nor the blue, I don't think. And it's never going to be meta. It's just a janky fun deck. So it's a shame to see it get punished like this.
But it's gone. Nothing we can do now.
It's gone. Zamasu, errated to no longer affect unisons, only battle cards of 4 or less. It's a real shame and a missed opportunity from Bandai. There need to be more ways to interact with unisons. There need to be better and more efficient ways to stop them coming into play.
I'm hoping that it's actually just for the time being, because I understand that maybe in the current meta, being there on its own, it's a little bit too strong. But maybe if they come out with some other cards for other colors and maybe it can be unerrated and bring back. It still sounds like, for me, it sounds like a strong card. I've never played it. I've been hit by it.
I mean, it stops something from coming into play. It rest modes an opponent's battle card, and it draws your card. I mean, that's value. It's now no longer crazy overpowered. It's a nice card.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, that card sounds really great. I just, like you're saying, the opportunity of having some interactions with unisons, that's a missed opportunity. But maybe in the future they will. They're coming out with that, the Finn card that absorbs the unison, then gives it back with skills negated. So that it seems like they want to. Maybe they don't have enough right now. That it's
just not quite there. And also Galactic Buster, so limited to the blue Bojack leader only, or errated too, which I think is fine, and it just stops blue decks from exploiting the ability to play things from energy for free.
How strong is this card? Do you think it'll improve that Bojack Brigade, like make it a little bit more popular? Is it that strong of a card?
Maybe. I think that engine in itself is good fun, and we might see some more blue Bojack. I know Stu's going to do it. SL in the chat commented saying reducing what the Zamasu hits might have been better, like 3 or less. Agree. Like, specify the target. Like, don't let it hit the SCR unisons or the blue Bojack, the blue Boo unisons. There's a lot of ways they could have balanced it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It is what it is. Damage is done.
Yeah.
So that's the ban list. We didn't see as many reveals this week as we did the week before. What do you think of the winter stuff, man? Did you like it?
Look, I don't hate it. I think they've come out with...
That's a very undefined comment.
Yeah, look, there's nothing that stands out for me. I'm a big Vegeta fan. I'm looking for the Vegeta card. Obviously, he's not going to get 2 sets in a row. But looking at it, I do like what they're doing. Because this set... Taking out the Videl, and we can talk about each card individually. The other 3, I really like the artwork. I think it's just a really nice, clean, simple, very DBS artwork, and I think that's eye-catching. And you have that chase. You have a couple of options in terms of the card you want to chase. In terms of a collector, there's always a Gohan collector.
People love Gohan.
Gohan, very popular.
A lot of people love him.
Yeah. But look at let's talk about the Videl. We spoke about that a bit. She is in a very, I think, Videl-like pose. I don't think it's, I think it does the character justice, which if you're a Videl fan, I think this is a great card.
I think it's a very nice looking card. And it's it's token waifu love. Here you go. Here's your Videl.
Yeah. But it's not overdone either. It's not a Supreme Kai time SCR. Like it's just a nice looking card. But what does it do? Do you want to talk about what these promos have kind of revealed is like what they're trying to do here is I guess being a counter attack. We were talking about this before. Is it a strong card?
It's a good card. Like it's not a great, amazing card, but it's a good card. It's a counter that puts a body on the field. That body can be a blocker, or it can be a 5k combo piece. So it serves many roles, and I think we probably don't need to explore the detail on each of the promos too much because these are winner copies of promos that were previously announced earlier in the set reveals.
Yeah, that's true. So. But I guess, looking at those, like I stand by, is, these artwork, they're really great. Baby Janemba, not a big fan of him, but he looks sick.
Nah.
Looks
the
like
ape looks cool. Card. I like the ape.
I love, actually, King Vegeta. I don't like ape form, grade ape form, but it's like, he does look sick. And he looks in control.
He really does. He really does. I think it's time for you to play Red Green Apes, Tom.
I'm actually keen. Because that card made me look into what are the options for, great apes and blockers to restand and stuff like that. And there isn't great. They've come out with some this set, but maybe,
anything to stop you from playing Black Sin.
That ain't gonna stop. Just for a note as well, before this podcast, I did win a match. Won't tell who.
It's his first one out of 30. It's good. Well done, mate.
No, it's not.
Anyway, Bandai Connect. So that was the thing that happened. Our 2 intrepid Japanese hosts looking a lot more comfortable in front of the camera this time. Just confidence was a bit more there, I think, than the first Bandai Connect.
Can we relate?
Huh? Yeah.
Can we relate? I can. I would, knowing their attention that they would get as well. I think jumping straight into content creation can be quite difficult.
It's a scary prospect, right?
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of Mythic Booster stuff.
Yeah.
We know the Mythic Booster. We don't need to spend long on it. The big reveal being the Cell Xeno SCR. Cell Xeno, a character they just can't quite get the art right for. Why? How hard is it? Yeah, he's a big fucking bug. I get it. But you can still make him look cool. Like, honestly, he looks like he's been backed up for days in this one, and he's just finally letting go.
The pose, and I think you're right. And like everyone said, it looks like he's just taking it dump, but it's like,
it's not.
Yeah, the pose just doesn't help. I know that he's got that big thing behind him, and that doesn't help. But you put him in a position where it looks terrible.
G'day, Benny.
Hey, Benny.
Welcome.
But yeah, I do kind of like the foil on it. I like the texture.
The foiling looks beautiful.
Reminisce. Yeah, the
I can see it on the slide right now.
itself.
It just, not a fan. Not a fan. I won't be buying Mythic Booster in the hopes of pulling this SCR, put it that way.
No,
I'm holding
I
out to
definitely won't be.
see what the other one is, though. I think I just want to see Apex. Give us an Apex.
If it's
Please.
Apex,
Por favor.
they have to do that artwork, and if they pull that artwork off, I'd be very impressed. Because it'd be really hard to put a card out to compete with the Apex already, because it's already such an iconic, fabulous piece of artwork.
I think they could do it better. I really do think they
If they
could
can do it better,
more
that'd be
synergy,
nice.
and have the characters look like they're actually doing something instead of just standing around. That's my opinion.
true.
That's one man's opinion.
Just not Vegeta being carried on Goku's back like we're seeing in Volume 2. Don't want to see that.
Yeah, agreed. SL in the chat saying that the card art looks rushed. Maybe they didn't have any existing Cell Xeno artwork. I mean, good point. There's a select pool of art that they can draw on to put on the cards. They don't have a team of
Licensing
artists
issues?
sitting around drawing them up from scratch. How good would that be, though? So look, let's see. I'm holding up my hopes for the second one. The other thing we saw with the Mythic collection, I'm not sure if you caught this, was that they did a what do they call it? A gift collection. So we saw in earlier releases a lot of gift packs, gift boxes. So set 5 or 6 and set 8, I believe. So this time it's a deck box, it's sleeves, and four Mythic boosters.
Yeah. Not bad.
Not bad. It's
kind of
neither
looks,
here nor there, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good little option if you don't want to
look, I don't collect the sleeves, and I've used some of the Bandai sleeves in games, and they really don't stand the test of time, unfortunately. So it's not going to be high on my list. Also,
Can I just say though?
Yeah.
I actually the fine little touch that I saw was they include one clear sleeve for your leader. I personally am using penny sleeves because I don't have a clear sleeve, so I like that. Like, get a DBS deck, give you a little clear one for your leader. Nice little touch. I'm just
but that's because you're a
it.
peasant. I suspect that's the problem.
Pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah. Stu's talking about custom leaders. We don't talk about custom leaders here in this podcast. The other, so that leads us on to more SCR talk. The SCR reveal coming up this week. So Tom, this was funny. We both looked at it and went, wow, Bandai look like they're advertising a 12-year-old's birthday party. This looks amazing. There's balloons, will there be cake? I hope we can ride a pony or see a spirit ride a pony. That'd be pretty cool. But the good thing about it, I think we both agree, it's good that it's giving different content creators a shout out. So Chris Spencer from UniX DBS, really like his content, very insightful, really knows his stuff. Good to see him out there. No Counters, No Combos, I think the other content creator was. Crossworlds is there, and Android from Stage Zero is always good. I always appreciate Android, and it's hosted by our man Aspero.
I think it's one of those where I know there's a lot of communities who the owner of the IP or whatever, the owner of the product, they not necessarily don't support content creators, but they kind of just ignore them or expect, oh, well, they're getting a career out of our product and they're just benefiting us. We don't have to do anything. But I think it's really good to see like Bandai and all them to kind of come down and it's just so perfect for the community, and that's just what you want. Is you want good content creators, you want to support them so they can then support you, and it just flows both ways. And when you have that flowing both ways, it's only a positive. So it's good to see that they're doing it again, doing it differently. So we'll see. I might log on. They say there's some.
I'll watch it. I'm not
prizes
gonna
to be
lie.
won
Even
for
if it
viewers.
does look like a kids' party, I'll watch it because we want to see them guess at what these SCRs are going to be. And we've speculated on this. We don't need to speculate on them again. I think it's worth noting that in the chat, Ryan has actually opted that he's here to see you ride a pony.
Yep.
And Stuart's offered to ride Ryan like a pony, so I think we'll leave that conversation alone from here on in.
We'll just ask you to take it privately if it's going to escalate.
Yeah, if you guys could. So my one gripe with the reveal party would be that there's, the content creators are North America based. And I might be wrong here. I believe all these guys are either Canada or the US. It's just a shame not to see more love given to Australia, New Zealand, Latin America, Asia, the other territories. It would be good to get more representation out there. Anyway,
I really hope.
We can hope for the future, right?
Yeah.
All right. The other thing that came out of the Bandai Connect session, really interesting. 6 color.
Yeah.
It
was so funny because they were like, "Oh, let's take some questions from our viewers. Would you ever consider a 6 color?" And that was it.
I don't even think it had a question mark. Anyway, a 6 color. I mean, that could really energize the game. It could make things so interesting and diverse. Digimon, I believe, has at least 6 colors, so it wouldn't surprise me if Bandai were open to this. What would that color do? What would it look like?
They wanted to poll the players. So you should expect something. I don't know how they will, but you should expect something to come through where they will ask what people think.
100%.
So I think that's another good idea. But I guess more diversity, more, unless there's going to be some balancing issues, I don't see why it would hurt the game.
Yeah. So SL in the chat saying Konami was very much like this with Yu-Gi-Oh! And they only really started opening up to collaborate with content creators in the last couple of years, which is interesting to know. Neither of us have any exposure to Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't believe.
No.
I definitely don't.
And thanks for helping as well, because Digimon, they said it's got 7 colors.
7 colors? That's obscene.
So.
I'm a little bit jealous though. I don't want to play Digimon, but I'm a bit jealous. Right, so before we move on to our next topic, what do you reckon, Tom? What are you going to pick as the color if there were a 6 color announced?
Well, what would it be? I would like to see a royal purple.
Pardon me?
What do you mean? What colors are going to be?
What color did you say?
Royal purple.
Royal purple. That's very regal of you. I want to see white, a nice clean white.
Well, I just threw out a whole bunch of white sleeves. I was going to say white, but then I thought, I just threw out a whole bunch of them.
Don't second guess yourself. It's fine. Own it.
I am. I'm going royal purple. It's going to be Vegeta only.
Mate, so we were musing, right? They're going to guess that and they're going to announce and give away the 3 core SCRs, but they haven't announced what the guest SCR is.
No.
So I put on my sleuthing hat and just saw a post really and went, oh, this seems coincidental. So there's a One Piece movie that is releasing on the 7th of November, Strong World, I believe it's called. We're also rapidly approaching the 1000th episode of One Piece. I won't be surprised if we see a Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, SCR, or some other One Piece character appear in the mix.
That'd be so big. I would love that. I would love any sort of other strong IP, but that would be so cool, especially with that lining up of the movie. Are we crediting Bandai with more foresight? Are we actually going to just see a potato? A DBH character?
No, that doesn't qualify as a guest. So let's just hope it's something fun and something interesting, eh? That's all I want.
I would like to think so.
So let's grind for a bit, shall we, Tom? We love our weekly grind. I've got my beans ready.
Yeah, I think you need to tell me what grinds your beans.
Right, so this is a player grind. This is something that we all face when we're playing at locals, regionals, even up to nationals level. And it is slow players. Specifically, slow plays. Specifically, drawing out turns. Especially when you're on the clock. So taking
Sorry,
longer...
I just want to say, you said we weren't going to make this personal. I made one round. I know it went for 12 minutes, but it was an accident.
Mate, just get good, would you? That's all I'm going to say to you.
No. Just get good.
Right. So, know your cards, know your deck, know how to play it. Look, I've played against a lot of different opponents in Dragon Ball. I've seen a lot of people play the game. And the players I consider to be the really good players are the ones that just know the plays inside and out. You know, they know exactly what they're doing. And it's a thing of beauty to watch. There was a tournament last week, I believe, that I was watching, and I tell you, the final game in that tournament, it just made me want to go to the 10th floor of this apartment building and practice my wingsuit skills. I don't have a wingsuit, but I was going to do it anyway. Play the game. Play it as it's intended to be played. Don't slow down your plays. Don't pick up a card, read it for 4 minutes, put it back down, shuffle things around a wee bit before playing the next card. And I want this to be constructive. I don't want this to be just a negative bitch session.
Yeah.
Take the time to read the cards. If you know that, if you don't know your deck as well as you perhaps could, spend more time practicing. Read it. Play with friends. Get to know the interactions better. What are the meta decks? Read what those cards do. Don't know what the SS3 thwarting does? Read it.
Yeah.
Don't know what Zamasu does? Read it. There should really be no excuse, especially when you're going into a higher level of competition, for players to be drawing things out. And this is actually a tactic that we see sometimes, where people will exploit the time on the clock to achieve a draw. And the way that the system we commonly use called challenge works is it'll, if a lot of players have draws, it'll calculate based on those breakers. So, that can be a valid tactic to actually get a player that drew to win a tournament.
No,
that's it. That's my grind. I could go on about it more, but I won't. What do you reckon, man? Sorry, that was just a monologue from me.
No, I think that's fair. I sit there and I joke like how I took so long, and I think for me the one thing I've always, and I keep saying to people, like, whenever I play, because I'm playing a deck which is slow, like in my head I'm like, I love how fun this deck is. I just don't like how long it takes me to win, because I cannot win turn 2 or 3. It's usually 5 or something, and by that stage it's like a lot of kind of little interaction, so it does drag out. So I would love to get more games. But you're learning the game, so I think that's the other thing.
That's okay, right? Like, how else are you going to learn and you get faster as you go?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is less time now for me reading cards and saying what they do and everything, because I do know. So, and it's easier for me to explain to others if they want me to read it. And I guess with webcams, there's longer. If they want you to read the card, you can, or I can just quickly explain to you what's going. It's up to the opponent, I guess. But yeah, look, I think everybody, when they play their game, they just want to have a fun and fair. And look, on the other side of it, because we both saw the tournament, I think as a viewer, it just gets painful as well. Like, everybody wanted a winner, and it's like when I watch like NRL or something, do you want to have like a draw at the end? No, everyone wants to see a winner. Everyone, so it's one of those where I don't think there's any positive.
Remember the Logan Paul fight? So old mate with his Charizard card. I can't remember who he was fighting against, a real boxer, and that was a draw, right? Wasn't that a draw? Or it was even awarded to Paul at the end. It's like that. You're like,
yeah. It
seems ridiculous.
No, absolutely.
Give us the conclusion. Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. Are you not entertained?
Anyway, speaking of people's faces that we like to put on spoons, we did forget to announce last week that Mr. Benny Zhang was our man on the spoon.
Yeah,
so that
sorry,
was last
Benny. We forgot to do that.
So this week we have one of the 2 level 2 judges in Australia, Mr. Gary Baker, as our man
the
on
head.
the spoon.
He's an absolute legend, I think. I've got to know him personally, and he's probably one of the most helpful people I've met into the game. But he just wants to give as much as he can, and that's the thing, as much as he can, because he's extremely busy. But I'm very grateful to have met him and to get his help.
It's been good to see Gary playing in our locals as well. Like, I appreciate the fact that he comes in with some pretty janky decks there. You know,
he has
you
some
will not catch
awesome
Gary
fun
dead
decks.
running a meta deck. That's for sure.
No. Absolutely. Don't play Red Broly.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Or AOD. Chess timers. Ryan
Yes.
said chess timers. Agreed.
I've spoken to Ryan about that. Chess timers would work great. At least then you can see who's taken up all the time. And
We
maybe there
tried
could be some-
at Hurstville locals because we had a problem with slow plays. We tried to enforce a 1 minute per turn rule. That went horribly wrong for us when two players went to time, and instead of the allotted 5 or 10 minutes, it ran to like 15, 20 minutes of overtime. So unfortunately, the rule, the Dylan rule, was abandoned shortly thereafter. All right, so
It was good try.
No, it was. So a copy of Gary's Face on a Spoon will actually be shipped with the giveaway goodies from this week. So something to savor. These we usually keep for our locals, so we're giving them out to you because you're all special.
Yes.
Which
And
leads
talking
us
about
to
giveaway?
what everyone's been waiting for. The big giveaway.
What everyone's been, not us. Freebies.
I know, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick across to this wonderful little generator YouTube video URL. So this will pull for us all the comments and allow me to start the raffle and pick a winner. So,
Yes.
are you all ready?
I'm ready. Absolutely.
Ming.
Oh, no way.
A winner is Ming.
Oh, Ming, he's been cleaning up. He won Benny's prizes. Oh, Ming, what a legend.
Oh, absolutely. Like I love
Do you know what's
Ming.
great? That's just, I can personally buy him a coffee now. That's what I was really hoping.
You can. Large cappuccino with 17 sugars, I think, is Ming's drink of choice. So congratulations, Ming. Well done. Good to see one of our locals take it.
Yeah. Hey, we really do appreciate the support that everybody's given us. Darcy from Palmos with helping with prizing and giving us coffee that last week as well. So, we've had some great help, and
We really have.
Yeah.
So many good people in the community, so many of them coming out to help us and give us feedback. And please keep it coming. It's the only way we're going to improve. And if there are any topics or sections you think we should include, please shout us out a comment in the link.
Absolutely.
Just before we wrap, so Anthony Hayne in the chat saying the chess clocks don't work from his experience. Bit fiddly. It's,
well, that's kind of just
I agree. Like the concept is really good, but it relies on both players to enforce it. Same as anything game.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all we have time for this week.
So we'll just say thank you for everybody for joining us, and thank you for our 5th episode. Looking forward to our next.
Wait till you see what we've got for episode 10 as a giveaway. You get your very own
Wow.
Thomas.
He's up. All right. No, thank you so much for today, Shay. And chat, thanks for joining us. Just remember, good balls, good bets.